Bonjour everybody. Hang on. Ta-da! AD said I shouldn't do that, but I did it anyway. Right. Hello. So just in the middle of something. I'm not being rude or anything, but let's go this way. Let me just offload this. It's not a setup for the camera, honestly. I've got a shed load of work to do today. Right. Thank you, boys and girls, for joining me today. I appreciate you joining me on another one of these videos about, being an artist, basically. Now, not so many moons ago, probably as I'm recording this, probably only like 4 or 5 days ago, I did a video about 5 top tips for artists and really what you need to do when you're first starting out, okay? So if you haven't seen that video already, I'll pop a link down below. Make sure you watch that, because what this is a follow-on to that. So this is, if you like, the next step. Okay, so I'm going to give you some nuggets of wisdom, things I've learned over the years that I've done practically, which have really, really proved to be invaluable for your next step. All right, so we are moving things on a little bit. So hopefully we'll get this series going. And then from there you can pick up all that you need to pick up and hopefully get 1 or 2 tips of what to do next. Okay, so in the first video, which hopefully you'll have seen, if you haven't, go watch it, we covered things like getting a body of work together, finding your market, targeting them, finding a good space to do your work in, and a good level of presentation, that kind of thing. So, okay, that's fine. Let's assume now you've got a lot of these things moving. We now need to find a way of pushing on to the next step, if you like. So we had 5 top tips last time. Let's go a couple better now. So I split this down into 7. Yes, I can actually count boys and girls, which is great. My skills are limitless. And so we're going to go 7 more tips now to really what the next step is. Okay, so now you're an artist, you've done some groundwork. What happens next? Okay, ready for the first one? I'm going to try not to trip over the buckets because the ceiling is leaking because we've had some rain. Okay, first one. Really, really super important. I'm a really, really big believer in this. So I'll come a bit closer, look, so we can talk properly. Get a website. Now I know, before you start going, no, Ed, no, it's too much work. I've got Facebook and I've got Instagram. I know. Let me explain. I'm not going to go into the detail of which type of website, how to build it, because trust me, I could literally talk for a week on that subject. And to be fair, the landscape is always changing. And tech is changing. Search, how people market, how people use the internet, it's always changing. So what I recorded today could probably be out of date in a week. But the whole point about a website is, and it doesn't matter whether you look at things like WordPress, Wix, Squarespace, Shopify, all great platforms to build your website on. Crucially, this is the reason why you should have one, why it's my number 1 priority. For me, is what my entire art career and business is built upon, organically having my website. It's how everybody finds me. It's how I can do this. So I'm practicing what I preach. It works, there's plenty of room for everybody, and you can really make a success of yourself. But the crucial thing is, it's your shop window. Your website is your shop window to the world, okay? So when you've got something to say, that's the place where you show it off. And it's so, so, so important that you do that. Now, if you're only ever going to sell through a gallery, can't think why, or you're just going to sell through Instagram or Facebook, or you've got a growing Twitter following, or you're going to do something locally where you don't really need a website, or you think you don't, remember this, that every person you come across, every contact you make, any business breakfast, local community event, anybody you run into, and you give them a card, when you've got theartist.com, whatever your art website name is, it looks professional, looks fantastic, it's slick. Make sure your email address is me@yourwebsite.com. Okay, forget whatever it is, name 33386@gmail.com. Those days are gone. Buy a decent domain, try and get a .com. There are lots of reasons for that I won't go into right now. We'll do that in another video. And have that as your shop window and put the time and the effort into it, okay? It really, really is worthwhile. Number 1, grab a website and put the effort in. Okay, number 2, I want to talk about online platforms. Okay, so that's the next thing. Online platforms. What on earth am I talking about? Etsy, eBay, Amazon Handmade. That's good, you need to check it out. Amazon are pumping a lot of money into this at the moment. You've got Saatchi Art. Don't get me started. All these online platforms, essentially you upload your artwork in high res. They take care of everything for you, the sale, pricing it, the layout, that kind of thing. You give them basic information, and it's a shop. It's an online shop, but instead of it being your online shop, it's hosted with someone else. So you go from, having your own presence to having it on somebody else's platform, okay? But like I said, Amazon, eBay, Etsy, probably more the crafty end of things. Lots of different places you can go to with it. Pixels.com is another good one as well. And we'll come on to that in probably point 5 about diversifying. But anyway, so point 2, don't be scared of your online platforms. Use them while you're building your online presence through your website, and use them as a way to get your art out into the big wide world. Okay. Point 3, yes, let's do some fingers. Point 3. Next one, really, really critical for your growth. So there you are, you're doing all this fantastic creative work, whether you're a sculptor, a watercolorist, you do your pet portraits, or maybe even a writer, or something like that, but some kind of creative medium. You're producing something of fantastic value and worth, and you love it. You need to have a network of people around you that really are your mastermind group. That's the word I'm looking for. I came across this about 5 or 6 years ago, and someone called it the mastermind group, and that completely encompassed everything that it is. Let me give you an example, okay? So I have a pigment guy, a paint supplier, someone who does all the stretcher bars. These are all really, really important organizations and people that I need to go to when I need something. So if I've got a particular job on, or a commission, or I'm just painting for the site or doing something, I need to know I can get hold of these materials at a fair price, and I can get them quickly, and I can liaise with someone that I trust. And just as importantly, they need to trust me as well. Okay, so I pay my bills on time, I have a good, happy working relationship with people. I try and find a network of vendors and suppliers around me and what I do that help me do what I do, and that's important. So all your mastermind group really is that circle of individuals and companies around you where you get your materials from, you can get things made for you, you can get things transported, you can get packaging, crates built. Maybe if you're framing your work, your framer is part of your mastermind group. I mean, that's probably quite a good one to use, especially if you're doing artwork that goes on the wall and you frame it. You need somewhere to trust for your frames. You need to be able to get the sizes that you want. You need to get them at a good lead time. The mounts need to be good, glazed, all that kind of stuff. I've dabbled in it. I don't really understand too much about it. Forgive me, it's not my expert well, I'm not an expert on it. You can tell we're doing this in one take. Look, by the way, there's no editing in these videos. I'm like a one take. I just want to do everything in one go. Anyway, so mastermind group. Get the people around you, negotiate your rates, get them really singing your praises. Really, really important. Okay. 4, very quick on this. 4, did I do 4 or 5? Can't even count. Media. That word just stresses me out just thinking about it. So I'll break that down into a couple of very, very easy chunks. Consider YouTube for recording some videos and uploading them and starting a channel. It's the world's second biggest search platform. I wouldn't be surprised one day if it becomes the biggest. And when you consider rivals to YouTube like Twitch, we'll come on to that at some other point in some other videos, but it's a live streaming platform. And when you look recently at things that Facebook are doing with their creator studio, they're really trying to add video more than image content into what they're doing as a business. So it's massive. Everyone's all talking about media and video and engagement. So when you strip all that away, it essentially means if you've got something that you think is of worth and has value and is sort of content rich and has interest, pop it out there. Get it out, I nearly fell over there. Get it out somewhere like YouTube, a streaming service, or a video platform like that. Don't be scared to use the media. Look, we're using an iPhone, a wireless mic, and a stabilization gimbal. So the tech now, by today's standards, is fairly basic. But we're managing to produce 4K videos with reasonable audio quality. Please don't leave a comment, we're working on it. And very, very basic editing skills. So I don't profess to know all of that stuff. You know, it's not like, you know, we send this to people overnight and it all gets edited. We don't. This is why it's done in one take, boys and girls, because this is the tools that we've got for us. But it comes down to this level of engagement and content. So if you've got a story to tell, if you've got something that is of worth and value, get it out there and you will find your audience. I promise you, those that engage with it will find it, and it is the most brilliant medium to use. Okay, so we're at point 4. Thank you for bearing with me so far. Okay, that's 4 practical points. The last 3 are very, very quick, ladies and gents, and they're more of a mindset kind of thing. Okay, and again, these are really, really important to add on. Don't forget what we're doing here. We're just trying to move things on a step forward from the points in the first video. All right, so let's really make things happen now. Okay, so point 5, diversify your skills. What do I mean? Well, you could argue that actually this is all I do. I'm an artist. I paint on canvas. That's what I do. And then a few years ago, I thought, okay, what happens if I never sell another painting again? What do I do then? Oh dear, yeah, a bit of a problem that. So I diversified and I went into sculpture and I did something with those. I don't know, let's randomly pick the one, yeah, this one over here. So I saw all these things, these pretty pictures in my head, and I thought to myself, I wonder what that would look like in 3D. So I figured out a way of using a material, this is aluminium, and had a go at sculpture. And I've sold quite a few, and they've been quite successful. And that's added to my income stream, which is great, and it's also found and attracted another audience. So what I'm saying here, my friends, is don't be afraid, I'll come down here, to diversify. So if you're a watercolorist or a landscape artist, could you do abstract? Could you have a play one day? Could you turn that into something dimensional? Could you turn it into pottery? Could you turn it into clothing? What about things like, I don't know, say soft furnishings? Now that's not bad. When was the last time you went around your department store and saw cushion covers and duvets and things like that? You know, I mean, I'm just kind of sat down here on some cheap ones that I bought from God knows where. I'll give my aching bones a rest. But we all have to live in our homes, so why shouldn't your wonderful artwork be in everybody's home? Think big like that. But the whole point of this is don't be afraid to diversify. That's the whole point, all right? 2 very, very quick ones, I promise. Number 6, probably should do a video on this, all on its own, but we'll mention it now. You've got to embrace the failure. We fail every single day. I mean, like colossal fails every day. You know, and at this kind of level where we're at now, you know, I can waste thousands and thousands of pounds in a heartbeat, which is utterly terrifying if I stop and think about it. And it is enough to just paralyze me with fear. But I get over it and I get on. So if you fail at stuff and if you suck at things really, really badly, and if it all goes terribly wrong, do you know what? It makes you a better artist. That's as genuine as I can be. It really does. When you absolutely mess something up and screw something up so badly and you can't get out of that horrible pit, the failures turn you into a better artist. I promise you, just deal with failure. It's all right. It's okay to fail. Give yourself permission to do it. So the last thing, ladies and gents, and then we're finished. Last point, 7. This got my digits right this time. The underlying secret to this, and I'm glad you've stayed with it to the end. No matter what you do, no matter what medium you work in, no matter how hard you think you work, no matter what pressures you've got, bills to pay, rents, mortgages, family members, full-time job, whatever you're doing, if you are passionate enough to stick with what you're doing, these are the 2 words you need. Be consistent. Sounds easy, I know it does. But if there's one thing I learned, and this is literally the only bit of advice I've ever been given, and I was given it by a great friend of mine 10 years ago, show up every day, do something every day, more than what you did the previous day. And you think, oh, yeah, whatever. but it's true. You have to be consistent. And you have to be consistent when you're tired, and you have to be consistent when you don't want to do it. And when you're demotivated, somehow you have to find the desire to want to still do this kind of stuff. So consistency, like anything, is key. You don't get to be the world's greatest violinist by only practicing an hour a week. Simple as that. You don't become a world-class athlete eating pizza and chips. It just doesn't happen. So in order for you to be really, really good at what you do and succeed at this in whatever capacity you want to do it, the key to this is consistency. So I can go on as much as I want about all kinds of things, but you have to be consistent. Okay, that's my 7 tips for pushing things on a little bit. So in this 15 minutes now, I hope that can shape, quite a bit of your artistic work now for God knows however long. But these things really work, ladies and gentlemen. They really, really work, because I've done that and here I am today. So don't forget, if you like this, give us a subscribe. The button is down below somewhere, because that would be awesome. And there is tons of really good content and advice stuff coming up. Lots of paintings to come up, live painting sessions. My God, there is so much lined up. I can't even begin to tell you. It's just absolutely crazy. Don't forget, if you do subscribe, pop the notification icon on, because then you'll be first to see all the new stuff that comes in. Give us a thumbs up if you think this is good. And don't forget to check out all the other stuff on the channel, because there's some really, really good stuff, all right? And leave a comment if you like it. Okay, that's it, ladies and gents. If you like this, drop me a note, and we'll see you on the next video.